Hello, my name is Matthew, and I just read The Battle of Maldon, and it's an old English epic poem written about 991. It's around the same time period that Beowulf was written. In fact, the manuscript for this poem was uh, kept and locked up at the same place that they had the manuscript for Beowulf, and apparently there's a fire, and so the Battle of Maldon, um, the original text, portions of it burned, and so this is a literal translation of the surviving text, um, and it shows it really feels incomplete. It's almost just strictly the battle. It begins with the commander. His name is Bertnoth, and he sees Viking ships uh, coming off the coming towards the shore. And there's a herald. There's a Viking herald who comes up close enough where they can yell at each other. And he says, "If you pay us in gold, we'll leave you be. There's no need for bloodshed. There's no need to go to war or for any of us to die. Just pay us and we'll leave." And Berth Bertnoth, he says, well, we'll pay you in spears and swords. So he wants to go to war with them. He's mad at them, and he doesn't really have an army. It seems like they're farmers or fishermen, and he kind of has to help them along and train them and show them how to hold things. But there is a battle, and it's told tremendously. It has really great descriptions, and it's brutal and unflinchingly violent. It says they let the file-hard spears fly from their hands, grim ground javelins. Bows were busy, shield felt point, bitter was the battle rush. On either side warriors fell, young men lay dead. Wolfmar was wounded, chose the slaughter bed. Kingsman of Bertnoth, his sister's son, he was cruelly hewn down with swords. Then requital was made to the Vikings, and it goes on, but it's really excitingly told. Um, the trouble that I have, I read this 3 times, is that it's just confusing. Um, the people that are mentioned don't have any introduction, and the footnotes for this are pretty sparse. So even the main character, the first time that he's mentioned, it just simply says he, and then there's a footnote that says it's Bertnoth. And then all these characters start popping up, um, and I don't know what side they're on. I don't know what their relationship is to one another, and the the battle is chaotic. I think they lose. I'm not sure. I don't even know who won the battle. And then at the end of it, it's short. I think it's 4 pages. Bertnoth, who I thought died, but at the very end of it, he has a little speech, which is pretty great. Um, so the speech is actually from someone else whose name is Bert Wold. Bert Wold spoke, raised his shield. He was an old retainer, shook his ash spear. Full boldly he extorted the men. Purpose shall be the firmer, heart the keener. Courage shall be the more, as our might lessens. Here lies our Lord, all hewn down, good man on ground. Ever may he lament who now thinks to turn from war play. I am old of life, From here I will not turn, but by my Lord's side, by the man I loved, I intend to lie. So, pretty great little speech. I don't know exactly what it means. Like I said, I don't know who died. I don't know who lived. I don't know who won. Um, I'll also say it's not interesting enough for me to really want to investigate and spend a lot of time understanding this little battle. Um, and as far as it goes, I skipped over the Norton anthology. Does have Beowulf. I skipped over it because I just read it last year, and I read the Seamus Haney translation, which was just fabulous. It was a really um, exciting, epic poem to read. Um, and this is just sort of a fragment. I feel like if you really loved Beowulf, this is a fun little thing to read on the side. Um, but yeah, so what's this thing called again? The Battle of Maldon. If you read it, let me know. If you know who won, let me know. Um, I thought it was uh, a very good description of a battle, but there's hardly any narrative. Basically, no characters. Even the archetype kind of character that you might have in an epic poem, even that's barely there. Um, it's just Saxons and Vikings fighting for a brief period and people dying. Um, but I'm going to keep carrying on with the Norton anthology. So, like I said, leave a comment if you'd like, and thank you for watching.